What's going on, family? It's Bashari Jones. Welcome to Life Study, where we're here to study life because that's what we live and that's what we're doing. So we're going to study the aspects of life so we can become the best versions of ourselves, so we could be an asset to the planet, to our families, to our business partners, to our communities, and all those that we come in contact with, to be a blessing and not a curse, to inspire and to empower and to advance and leave the earth better than what we found it when we got here. All right, family. So we're just gonna go ahead and continue the discussion. I just want to start the recording. So yeah, the information is crazy. So what I want to do is actually go ahead and open up the floor for people who for epiphanies for the week, based upon some of the things that we discussed last week. I know last week we were into the first agreement, which was being impeccable with your word. And we explored the perspective of being impeccable with your words doesn't mean just your verbal words, but even your thought words, right? Because even in the scripture, in the beginning was the word was with God, the word was God. That word actually translates to thought, right? To the reasonings of man. So even, our thoughts are words as well, and being impeccable with our self-conversation that we have in our head, as well as being impeccable with our verbal conversation, our vocal conversation that we have with our mouth, with other people, and how we speak. And listen, Dayla, if I gave you $1 for how many times I called somebody dumb this week on the road, and had to catch myself and reverse those curses. Oh man, you probably have a full-time paycheck right now. So I mean, but we know that the last agreement is do your best. For those of us who read the book all the way through, is do your best, right? And your best looks different at different times. So my best was catching myself. It wasn't necessarily that I just didn't do it, that I didn't call anybody dumb on the road, because I did call people dumb on the road this week. And I had to catch myself, almost every time and say, you know what, forgive me, they're not dumb. They just, they're in a hurry. And I pray that they make it to their destination safely, because apparently, they're in a hurry, or apparently they're a new driver. So I'm going to pray that they make it to their destination safely, and just create a different, energy behind it. And it's going to take practice, especially in Houston, when you're driving on these roads. It takes practice. You really gotta practice the positive affirming of others, right? Which if you guys watched the video with Minister Jew, I would love to hear, some thoughts and perspective on that, and how all of these things collectively work together. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the floor to whoever want to share their thoughts and their epiphanies for the week.
Awesome. Thoughts and epiphanies first. Remember last week, my homework was me doing my mirror meditations. And because we had talked about being impeccable with our word and our thoughts, I found myself stopping a lot this week. And it's like when I got into one of those like mental little drifts, I would just stop. Let me just stop, lay down in the middle of my floor, and let me just relax. Let me stop thinking about whatever it is that I'm thinking about, and try my best to think about nothing, because that's extremely hard for me. But try my best to think about nothing so that I can go to think about what I want to think about instead of what's just happening. So it's like, acknowledge that, oh, this isn't the right thought process that I'm supposed to be in. This isn't even where I want to be at. Right. And then it's like, I sat down and it's like, okay, well, if I can't think about what I want to think about, I ain't gonna think about nothing. And it's like, it's that pushback where I'm trying to make sure that me, myself, everything knows who's in control. So if I can't be in control, neither one of us are going to win. We're just going to do nothing for a couple minutes, and I that was working for me. So I'll be continuing that as long as I need to. But in watching the video, just learning that there are so many pieces to prayer and manifestation and just affirmations that it's hard to find all of the information in one place. So we go along thinking that we're doing it right, and then finding out that we're doing it like quote unquote wrong, right? Because it's not really wrong. We just missing some stuff. But then thinking that we're doing it wrong, then beating up on ourselves, then, you know, like it's a crazy cycle. So watching the video helped me put a couple more pieces to the puzzle, because I wanted to do the mirror meditations, but like you talked about last week, creating that light through thought is a little bit more powerful way to do it. And he gave us an example in the video where he was like, his team does guided meditation, where the first thing he does is tells them to walk around the house. Like, go find a place to meditate, but visualize yourself walking around your house, because it's familiar. It's easier for you to create thoughts based on something familiar than it is for you to not, like, to have it be strange. So when you get to the things that you don't have, that you want, like walking around, touching, feeling, experiencing those things will be easier, because your brain has already started that process of creating. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Wait, hit your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yep, there you go.
All right, yeah, Minister Jew, that guy's a beast. Yeah, he definitely gives some really good perspectives. Absolutely. All right, anybody else?
I'll say a few words.
Yes, sir.
I was trying to switch audio, my profile over to my actual what's the name instead of the default one, but whatever. Hello, everyone. How you doing?
Doing good, Will.
So, I have been trying to master my energy. That's what I've been focusing on. And understanding that it's okay for other people to not understand what that looks like. And I've been trying to strain myself to help people. At first I was straining myself to help people, but then I started realizing that I can only help so much if it's going to damage what I have going on.
Right.
So I've been going through a new job. I just transitioned from the new job I told you about, and it's just my last job I was getting paid every 2 weeks, and I just got hit with a garnishment. So I've been used to having my checks being restricted. So I thought the core of the problem was a money issue, and I was frustrated about my jobs not providing what I feel like I deserved and earned. But the core problem was me at my entrepreneurial stage and feeling like that I have 2 online stores and they're not generating the income or the foot traffic that it's supposed to be getting, even if it's only small.
Right.
And I was trying to think about a better way to attack that versus trying to control a job, which I can't control. I mean, I can try to work with them to a better resolution, but what can I do in my own standpoint as a businessman, what I have that could be generating income? And that's trying to find other ways to attack my store in a different direction and telling other people that, you know, I can't do certain things because of that. So, Bashari, I had kind of, me and Dan had a little issue this weekend where he's been promoting his book. So he's been doing the art of dressing a lot. We've been going downtown to doing a video footage of him, you know, tying ties and ascots and different ways of clothing bow ties. Yeah. So we went out the night before last, night before last. So he tried to get me to go out last night. And I was like, nah, man, I'm not feeling it, man. I'm a little annoyed right now. My gas ain't right in my car. I mean, he's like, I'll come pick you up. I said, I'm not feeling like being in the public eye right now. I don't feel like being out, you know. He was like, well, let me come use the tripod. You know what I'm saying? I said, and then he said, you know, I'm trying to get you out the house, get you out that funk, out of depression. I said, I'll think about it, but you can come get the tripod. So he thought that meant like, all right, cool. When I get there, he gonna jump in the car and go with me. And I'm like, no, I thought about it and I'm not going. but here you go, here's the tripod. And he felt some type of way about it. And it's like, nah, bro, you got to understand, I can't jump when when I'm going through something, I know what I need to self-medicate and always do what what you think is good as your standpoint. That's a Leo thing. He thinking that, I can lead you into the right way. And it's like, nah, bro, that's not what I'm about to do right now. I'm about to do this. We just had to talk this morning before this life study too. And he took it personally because he does come from out in Auburn Hills to the east side to come over here and, for us to, kick it and do business. At that time, like I told him, I didn't gaslight you. I told you right beforehand, I'm not up to it. I'll think about it. You can come use the tripod to take care of it and everything, but I'm not, at the moment how I feel, I'm not going out. I'm not stepping out the house. I spent the most time in my room. Chrissy helped me with a project, and I started focusing on making more zodiac meaning themed shirts tailored to the Leo season because it's coming up. But it helped me feel more productive than trying to be out and do camera stuff and having to make sure I watch my face or watch how I look or how I move, because I am a brand now. You know what I'm saying? I can't get walking saying I'm, CEO of Zodiac by a brand. I look like Debbie Downer depression look on my face. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody wanted me out. And that's what I was trying to tell. I'm like, bro, I can still go out with you and try to fake like I'm good, but I know I'm not good internally right now. And I'm not going to go out and present that to the world,
Right.
So yeah, just had to deal with that and understanding that we good. I talked to him like, we good. If you want to go out today, he said, no, I'm chill with my family. All right, that's fine. We'll get to it sometime next week. But I needed that time last night. You got to deal with it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, just protecting my energy and mastering it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that's where you get your closet time. And so have you been did you get a chance to listen to the video with Mr. Jew?
Yes, I want to step back and take notes, but I do understand when he's saying overall when it comes to the prayers and the way we do it, and understanding what the power and what it means. You know what I'm saying? Having energy and meaning behind the words and what you're saying.
Right. Did you pray for Dan?
I ain't pray for him yet. I'm going.
Okay. See that you can see that. See, the thing is that when a lot of times when we get information, people, places, and circumstance, opportunities come up for us to practice what we learn. That was the perfect time for you to pray for Dan and use those mirror neurons, and pray for the success of his business. Why? Because if you're praying for the success of his business, what else are you praying for?
The success of mine.
Exactly. Exactly. So, a lot of times, we get opportunities to utilize the information. But one thing that Minister Jew talks about is some of the best ways that the two best ways that people learn is through acting it out and coaching, being coached. So being able to act out some of those things, or just being able to say, hey, you know what, here's a situation, this is a situation where I'm in my Job state, right? I'm in my funk, right? So I'm in my Job state, I'm in my funk. It's funny that Job and Job is spelled the same way, but I'm in this funk, and I ain't feeling good, and here this person come, just like Job, his friends come around. Hey man, look, we just gonna come around and we want to make sure you good. Their intentions are good, but it may not just be what you need at that moment. Same thing in that, in the story, and then things turned around when Job prayed for his friends. So it's a perfect opportunity for you to, to sit down and pray for Dan. It's a guy that you're in partnership with, a person that you want to work with. You guys clicked, you guys connected. So pray for him. Same thing that I do. Right now, because me and my wife, we working real strong with Robin. You guys know Robin. He was a part of the team with I Am Academy, and his wife. We're teaching the ballroom lessons at their place. And they're very successful in their business. They're doing very well. And it took a while for us to to break the I want to say resistance between my wife and his wife, but once we broke that resistance, it opened doors for us to do certain things. So now, they're a part of our prayers. We always saying, hey, I'm grateful and thankful for the prosperity of our business partners. I'm thankful and grateful for the prosperity and success of our friends, our family, our business partners, the people that we're working with. Why? Because if I'm praying for their success and their abundance, then I'm praying for my success and my abundance, because what's going to happen? The universe is going to mirror that back to me, and this morning when I did my meditation, I started off with light meditation, like what Chrissy said, if we're not going to think about the right things, we're going to think about nothing. Well, a great thing to include into the nothingness is just light. Like just visualizing light coming from source and entering into your body, entering into your crown and flowing through the rest of your body, or starting at your feet and flowing up through the rest of your body, and just seeing that and just seeing you yourself as a light being, saying that, seeing yourself as a light being, and then seeing yourself connected to a universe of light, to where everything around you was light. The planet is light, your house is light, and just make everything light. And then start having these conversations with yourself. I am the light of the world, right? I am the light of abundance. I am the light of good health. I am, the light of love. I am the light of peace. And just start saying those things about yourself. And here's the thing is that when we start to do these things mentally in our imagination, it's the same thing as doing these things physically with our eyes. Why? Because in order for us to see this spectrum of existence, we need light, right? Without light, we'll just all be in the dark, bumping into each other, and not being able to properly use all the materials that we have on the planet. If we ain't have no light, it'll just be dark. But we need the light. Why? So we can see the spectrums. But when you actually close your eyes and you visualize and you see light, you're actually seeing something. You're actually seeing light. When you visualize the light, you're actually seeing light. You're just seeing it with your third eye, with your inner eye, right? Which is triggered through the imagination. So you're actually seeing these things, and just start doing that and connecting yourself to the light world, connecting yourself to light, and then speaking or imprinting who you are, what type of light being you are in this reality. And it's going to strengthen you. It's going to strengthen your mind. It's going to strengthen the way that you feel, right? It's already nice. And it's already scientifically proven or proven proven health wise that a walk in the sun cures, or well, I won't say cures, but can help you overcome a state of depression. Being in the sun, for a certain amount of time can help you come out of a state of depression, right? So the thing is that what is that light? The sun is what? It's light, right? And one thing that Mr. Juice said on the video, if you guys got a chance to listen to it, he said that, if you get up before the sun comes out and you do your light meditation, right, you're actually beating the sun. You're putting your light into the world before the sun comes and give its light to the world. So now you're being the world. Now you're being the light of the world. Why? Because you're creating that light, and you're putting your intentions out into the world as the sun, as the light. So it's really good. One thing that Minister Juice said in the beginning of that, and I really, would encourage for those of you who have read the Bible in the past to go back and read that story of Jesus, or if you can remember it, relive it in your mind and and turn that character into yourself. Make you the person that went out and healed and did all the miracles and brought enlightenment to those around you and to those in your circle. Put yourself in that position. And all of these things are going to start to tune you into what? A different frequency. They're going to start to tune you into a different frequency. You know, this morning I called in the frequency of the person I want to be verbally. I called in that person to myself. You know, so these are just things that you can do. Why? Because now you're spending your time sharpening your axe versus spending all this time trying to cut down the tree. I saw you just unmuted, Indigo. So, and we are supposed to be doing Epiphany. So,
Hey everybody.
what's going on?
Oh, a lot. It's
Mhm.
all good. A lot of good things have been going on. I did not get a chance to watch the video that you sent with Brother Jew, but just epiphanies on the four agreements, the
Mhm.
power of your word lately. And I did that. I revisited that after the last time I was on, and then I just haven't been able to be on with you guys for the last few weeks or whatever. But as per usual, always on the same wave, which is great. And I've learned, well, yeah, I'll say I've learned because I've uh, got this audio. It's not an audio book. It's a YouTube short or whatever you call it. But in the short, they were saying that um, we know that, okay, we have our five senses. Okay, the kids are running around, but we have our five senses, and that our five senses hinder us in a sense because a lot of times we people can't get past our senses, which is how we, view our world with our sight, touch, taste, smell, hearing. That's how we confirm things or affirm things in our reality. And the
Mhm.
perspective they have is we're having our human experience through our senses, and that's what we go off of. But there are other how can I say this? I'll just put it simple. Um, there's an invisible realm that is also here in this dimension that
Mhm.
we know is here because we use cell phones and microwaves and radios and all that stuff with these invisible frequencies or whatever that's right here in our experience, but we don't use them. And how we can start to use them and how we actually do use them is when we have negative thoughts or positive thoughts. Like he said that negative or positive thought is finding another frequency to connect with. That's
Mhm.
how, like, when we're around a bunch of happy people, or like a concert, when you're at a concert and it's a great concert, everybody's feeling the energy. That same type of energy is, you can do that just with your mental, with your mind. And if you, like how you telling him to pray for his business partner, like, and that will actually affect that business partner if they're on the same frequency, or
Absolutely.
whoever's on that same frequency is going to catch that vibe, good or bad.
Mhm.
And I was
Yep.
like, it spoke to me so much because, like, when I'm around my people and they're feeling bad, it's like, oh man, now I have to fight it off, the bad vibe that I'm getting because they're feeling bad, and I can feel what they're feeling. I have to fight it off, like, give that back to them and just try to focus on something that I want to happen, or say some good words, or they're going to get past this, and hopefully, they'll see, it in a different perspective so they can have a better feeling about whatever they're going through. I be speaking those words to people when I see them struggling with whatever they're struggling with, even road rage, even people. I don't know why, but down here people just like to flip people off when they like to ride by you and flip you off for any reason. If you honk your horn, I'm like, okay, you can go on with that. I don't have road rage, so I don't get it. I know people are always in a hurry to get to the next red light for whatever reason, but that
Mhm.
just is, I don't know. That's just what they have to do, I suppose. But all that to say, I've been really focusing, like, I've been doing my breath work more intently, and that helps me to focus on my thoughts and my light, because the meditation that I do when I'm doing my breath work, it actually says to imagine a light, beaming from the top of your head
Mhm.
into, the ether or whatever. And I remember when I first did it, that was what was going on before the guy even, suggested that in the meditation. I was like, okay, you know, but I always just try to live, and I know it's hard because of people and their experiences and what they're going through. But if you just send love out to everybody, it comes back. Like it definitely comes back because it has to. Like
Exactly.
and don't give it a time frame, like, oh, it didn't come back yet, it hasn't come back in this many days or weeks or months or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
eventually, another thing it says too is focus on what you want in your life, and don't give it a time frame. Don't just focus
Mm-hmm.
on it like, like I'm sure we've all heard this before. Focus on it like it's going to happen, or like it's already happened, and you always sending out that frequency, and it can't help but to come back to you. Even when you get those down times and things, things always happen to bring us down or whatever. Just don't stay down. Just try to focus on, what you want to be happening in your life, and send love to the people that may cause you any type of, opposite of that. Just send them love, and it'll all work out. Like I've been feeling really good lately because I've seen things come to fruition way quicker than I ever expected. Hopefully, I was hoping, like, I hope this happens before the end of summer or by August or whatever. And things have just been lining right up, and even with I'm in a position where I'm dealing with new people and new personalities. And I noticed it was this girl that, like, 2 days in a row, it's like, she kind of gave me this type of vibe. Like, I don't really want to, be in a space with her too much. But I sent her love because I don't know what she's going through, but she has one of those, negative Nancy personalities where she just wants to complain all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
that's just something that I've been really trying to avoid. And I send her like love. I hope she finds what she needs to
Mm-hmm.
make her happy about her daily routines and everything like that, because like I can't have her, negative Nancy rubbing off on me, and I don't want to join in that party. And
Mm-hmm.
mostly I've kind of realized too, because I started a new job, and it's like it's a great place to work in my perception, but it's like everybody that I keep running into, they have this type of, not
Mm-hmm.
everybody, but a lot of the people that work there, they don't like working there. And I've been
Mm-hmm.
asking people, why do you work here? Why do you work here? To see what they have to say, because I know they're not working there because, oh, this job pays great. Oh, they have the best benefits. I'm just asking them, like, why are you working there? Why are you working here? And seeing what they have to say.
Mm-hmm.
But not to be too long-winded, I know I can tend to ramble, but I just feel like if you focusing on your breath, I don't, for me, because I can feel it. It's a
Mm-hmm.
real sensation that I get from doing breath work, and I can
Mm-hmm.
feel, and it has you push past things that you thought you were able to do or weren't able to do, and you push past them, and then you can see, okay, I can have control over this body. I don't have to let this body control me all the time, because I know
Mm-hmm.
for me, my body is in total control most of the time unless I focus and make it, make myself control my body. That sounds weird to say out loud, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Like how you just, automatically knee-jerk reaction, habitual things that we do. Like the breath works help me slow down and
Mm-hmm.
like really be extra intentional about things, and don't let things get me off my rocker. Now, I
Right.
did have a moment at the airport this week. They locked us in the bridgeway or jetway or whatever it's called. And security kept coming in and out, and they told us we can't go in and out because they don't have the clearance to let us out of the jetway. I
Mm.
lost it, because don't trap me into no place that I paid to get. Don't do that. That's just what you don't do to me, because I don't like to be trapped. You can't trap me. So I was going off. I called the police, but I brought it right back in after I got out. But you know, I'm a human. I don't fault myself or I don't beat myself up for anything like that because you know, I'm a human having this experience. Triggers, you know, we all have our triggers. So just love, even when you having your bad times and bad feelings and bad emotions, love on yourself. Tell yourself the good stuff and the positive things that and maybe that happened for a reason. You don't know. Maybe, you know, you never know. Just love and light. And yeah, peace and positivity for everyone, even the people that get on your nerves. That's all I gotta say.
Bashari, hit your mic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go.
All right. But yeah, absolutely. The breath work, you know, along with the light work, because now you're starting to you know, induce, you know, all different elements. You know, you're inducing, you know, the air, you're inducing fire, you know, through the light, you know, you're inducing, you know, you have your water. Now, it's actually, and the thing is, like I say, all of these things work together. I was just looking at a health expert, watching Yada, and he said, you know, the very first thing that you should have in the morning before you consume any you know, any food is water. You know, so I did that this morning, you know, just bringing in all these different, like I say, you know, I went outside, I did my earthing this morning. You know, I've been hearing from the gurus that now is a very good time to earth. So went outside, I did my earthing. I stood in the sun, I took the sunlight. I came in, I did my own light meditation. I fixed my water, you know, you know, did my water with my, you know, with my lime and my ginger this morning. So incorporating all of the elements, incorporating everything that you're learning, taking all of these pieces of the puzzle and putting them together, right? And creating a bigger picture of what we call life. And you know, and just practicing, you know, the best practices, you know, as a light being, as a spirit being in a natural world, you know, and just incorporating all of this stuff, you know, into your life. And why? Because the whole goal is to become the best version of yourself possible. You know, and one thing that Indigo said is that she's like, well, even when she, you know, she tripped out, she didn't beat herself up. Why? Because we remember that the last agreement is what? Do your best. Your best is going to look different all the time. You know, it may be a point where the same thing may happen, right? Where she may get, you know, stuck, you know, in the tunnel, and she may use that as that same situation as an opportunity to spread love and joy in a tunnel, you know, and that may be her best on that day, you know. So the thing is that your best is going to look different on different days, you know. But the cool thing is that you know, bringing it back and just saying, you know what, all right, let me go ahead and just, you know, correct that frequency or correct that energy and get myself back on track, you know, so that we can, you know, do what it is that we do it. And I would say, Will, prayer and meditation, like, you know, that was something, you know, for me that I you know, haven't been doing my best practices on. Like I said, I pretty much, you know, I mean, honestly, as long as you're thinking about something for a long time, you're meditating, right? But it's just about being intentional and not letting the meditation come from a space of reaction or responding, but coming from a space of, because that's going to happen, you know, with life, but coming from a space of being proactive, you know, before you get your day started is, you know, and to me, I have, you know, you just got to learn it. That's really the most important. That's like your breakfast, you know, in the morning. You know, that's like the most important meal of the day is to take, you know, even if you just take 2 minutes, 5 minutes, just take some time to say, you know what, let me get quiet. Let me get into a space. Because a lot of times when we wake up, you know, we got bills due. We don't have all the emails to say this bill is due, this bill is due, this bill is due. You got to do this, do this, do this. You know, my daughter texted me. You know, my daughter texts us every day about going somewhere and doing something. You know, so a lot of times when you wake up, all this stuff that you got to do is on your mind. So it's like, okay, I need to get to work. So you think I wake up, let's go ahead and get to work. Let's go to get this thing knocked out. Let's get to the bag. Let's get to our task for the day. But just think, just doing the best practice of saying, you know what, I know I got a lot to do today, I know I need to get it going, but let me at least take 5 minutes. Let me at least take 5 minutes to just breathe, to visualize, to affirm, to take the time to do what it is that I need to do, because I am going to take the time to brush my teeth. I'm going to take the time to put on some deodorant. I ain't about to go nowhere stinking, but so let me take the time, just like brushing my teeth, let me take the time to meditate, to give thanks, to get into a state of gratitude, to get into a state of, a place to where it's going to make me feel better before my day gets started, right? Because the whole idea via Kevin Trudeau, right, another piece of the puzzle, the whole idea is to feel better, right? To increase, your frequency on the emotional balance scale, to just feel better right now. However I'm feeling right now, let me just feel better, so just doing those things. So anybody else have anything they want to give as far as epiphany for the week? I know we've heard from Chrissy, Will, and Indigo. Dayla, did you have something you want to share? Or my wife's here, Kiana's here. Do you have anything you want to share for epiphany of the week?
I'll share really, 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 really briefly. Probably that sentence was long enough for me. This week, my best was keeping my head on straight and not going off for nobody. So that's what I did. That's it. I didn't do nothing else. I barely did that, but I did that, and I succeeded in that. And that was my week.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, you got anything you want to share, bro?
I gotta come over here, don't
Yep, you do got to come over here. You want me to cut
No.
the camera off?
Okay. Morning, everybody.
Can you guys hear?
Yup. Hey.
Hey, Kiana.
Hey. I think for me this week, we fasted this week, and I've been really intentional about making sure I'm mindful of what I'm putting in my body, and speaking healthy affirmations over myself and my body. And I've also been mindful, regardless, because I feel like a few little situations came up, but I just had to keep reminding myself about how abundant I am, right? And how all of my needs are met. And so for me, it's really been about slowing down and just focusing on those few things. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm.
That is the goal. Focusing on my health and my finances, So we've been doing well with our businesses this week, or our business. I'm not sure what Bashari shared. Sorry, I missed the first part of this, but this was a very successful week. And I'm really excited about what's to come in our future. And I'm really learning so I was talking to one of my family members, because Bashar and I are planning our vow renewal for our 20-year anniversary, right? And we started early, and I just realized, talking to one of my family members, how Bashar and our mindset is so different, because this family member told me, they was like, I can't take no time off of work. I said, this is 2 years from now. Like, you got plenty of time to, to prep, prepare, plan. And I was like, a no, like, and, they even said, yeah, I do have vacation time, but I've never missed that much work. Like, and that wasn't my mindset. Like even during that time of the year of the things that's expected, as a teacher, I just said, you know what? I think I'm gonna cross that bridge when I get to it. I can't not plan my life 2 years from now based on this job, and I have to remind myself in situations like that everybody does not understand who's really in control, right? We really are in control of our own worlds. If you say you can't, then you really can't. But I'm not saying I can't. right?
Mhm.
And really taking on that mindset every day when I make decisions. I've gotten a lot of ebooks in this week while I'm out driving. And a lot of them pretty much say the same things about, really getting in touch with your emotions as far as what you want, what you don't like, and why you don't like it, or why certain things trigger you. Being mindful of your thoughts, being clear on what makes you feel good and what makes you happy, and really knowing that you are worthy, you deserve it, you can have it, it's yours, and really moving in that space,
Mm-hmm.
because you're right, like when the bills come in, or like you all know, Bashari is, been laid off from his job, right? Showed up on time, did what he was supposed to do. That was out of his control, right? But we've been down this road before. It didn't phase us one bit. I mean, I'm just where I know most people that would have brought in a panic, right? It was no panic because I know we're taken care of. I know all of our needs are met. Do I know exactly where everything is going to come from? No, but I know we're good, and we've overcome challenges like this numerous times now in 18 years. So this is nothing, nothing new, right? We just learned how to deal with it differently. And let me tell you something else we learned how to do differently. I think it's most of our family don't even know. And it's not because it's a secret.
It is a secret.
But this is
It's definitely a secret.
What I've learned is they'll put panic on the situation.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be, oh, what are you gonna do? Oh, and now they're bringing an energy that is not needed. So we have to move in silence, because as long as they don't see a disruption in our world, they don't know what's going on in our world, right? So we just move in silence, and we just continue to build and grow and allow them to think how they're going to think. And we're masterminding. We're on one accord. There's a bond here. There's a unity here, right? So, we know what we can do, and we're clear on what our intentions are, right? So, this has been my week, you guys. I'm sorry. I feel like indigo now. Like I'm just kind of just, but a lot of thinking is what I've been doing. And I started a few years ago when I really started a daily practice of meditating. Am I doing it every single day? No, but I'm doing it 80+% or more, right? It's really a regular part of who I am now. And even if I don't close my eyes in the morning, most of the time I'll at least remember to say, thank you for this morning, or today is a great day, or I'm mindful as soon as I wake up to acknowledge that higher energy, right? And a lot of times I don't even turn on anything in the car. I'm in meditation about everything, praying over my, sending out, prayers over my family, my husband, my children, my mom, sometime over me on these Houston streets. But really being in a state of constant awareness of what I'm thinking and what I'm accepting, what I'm allowing other people to speak over what, is going on in my world. So, I'm gonna just sum that up, you guys, because, we've been hearing about this for a long time. We've been studying this for a long time. We understood this for a long time. And really it just boils down to really making it a daily practice, and really it just took me to conscious, unconscious, competence. So we need to get to a point where it's unconscious competence, where we automatically go into prayer and meditation, when we automatically, when something comes up, and I'll feel the fear. I'll feel the fear. Don't get me wrong, like some strange bug flew towards me real quick, and I felt the fear real quick, and I had to remind myself. I had to let the fear go quick, But You'll feel the fear. Just remember not to hold on to it. Let it go real quick,
Mhm,
you know. But yeah, that's it, you guys. That's it.
Love that.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for letting us see your face. You're beautiful. You're glowing. You're amazing. And I love you so much.
Thank you guys. I love y'all too. I've been working on me, y'all. Been working on me.
Absolutely. You know, yeah, and so I didn't really mention anything as far as, some of the experiences that we've had. And it's mainly because it's that I'm not focused on the experience.
Mhm.
I already know that great things are coming out of everything that, because I mean, I would say around about what I expected to bring in this week in income, I would say it's about $1,000 short. This was expected, like
Mhm.
money that was expected to come in was about $1,000, and so I was like about $1,000 short this week. But at the same time, it's like, uh the conversation that I had, that I have with my wife is that, sometimes when we see that a person could see as a negative,
Mhm.
Is really a positive, because you gotta pay attention to what you're asking for.
Mhm.
And if you're asking for something, the universe is going to create people, places, and circumstances to help propel you what towards your goal, towards your desired goal. And this is something that we all always got to be aware of, right? And so I'm gonna say this from I'll absolutely always find a positive. So I want to say this from a self-coaching perspective and also a coaching perspective. Whenever situations arise that may not look the way that you want it to look, be careful of attaching yourself to that outcome emotionally, because that could be the universe trying to motivate you or inspire you to do what it is that you asked for in the first place. Because a lot of times we ask for stuff, but then
And
we
we like
plan
that.
the opposite of what we asked for. You see what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur. Then you go looking for 1,000,000 jobs. Say I want to be fit and healthy, but then you go and you order cheeseburgers and pizza. Or
Sorry.
yes.
I'm just saying. I'm just affirming what you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes we may say, I want to be a joyous person, and we get mad at everything that happens, So a lot of times the universe is trying to get to you what it is that you're asking for. And sometimes it has to take away things from you to get you to go and do what you need to do. If you guys ever read the book Outwitting the Devil, with Napoleon Hill, the pretty much he was put into a position where he had to make something out of nothing real fast. And that's where he talks about the other self kicking in, the other self, right? So what did I tell you guys I did this morning? I called upon my other selves this morning.
Oh.
I called that person, that version of that person to me this morning. Why? Because I'm ready to totally tap into that version of that person. Why? Because that version of me is the successful version of me in all of my endeavors. And that version of me already exists. So remember, when we're praying as if everything is already done. That version of me already exists in some dimension, right? At some other frequency, that version of me already exists. So I'm calling that version of me to me so that I can tap into that frequency, so I can live in that frequency, live in that vibration, and become that version of myself. Why? Because everything that I want is already in front of me. All of my answers already exist, right? It's just that for me to see what it is that I need to see, I just need to be that version of me, right? I just need to adjust. I need just a slight mental adjustment, a brain adjustment, a perspective adjustment, to where I can see things the way that I need to see it to make the thing happen, right? So I'm calling that person to myself. Why? Because I understood what I asked for. I just understood what I asked for. So I asked for this. So the universe is saying, okay, well, be it. Be it. So this is just a little bit, for us, all, to keep in remembrance that when it don't look like the way that you think it should look like, it's for your benefit.
I
Remember
can
what you
honestly, oh, sorry.
go
I don't
ahead.
want to interrupt, but I can honestly say, like, you're speaking directly to me because okay, y'all don't understand. I do not like to be closed into any space whatsoever. Okay. And okay, first of all, this was Wednesday for me. Okay, I'm on Frontier Airlines. They kind of suck really bad. So anyway, we had to wait at the gate. We had to change gates before we even got off the plane. We went to a gate, they made us go to another gate and still had to sit on a plane. Then they let us off the plane and they locked the door to the airport basically and trapped us on the jet bridge and then turned the lights out.
What?
Oh wow,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's an experience.
Yeah. So then the security came and opened the door to the jet bridge and we busted out of there. And she gonna try to close us in, talking about we can't get out of here because it's a security breach. She talking about security breach. We busted out of there, but we were still locked into the airport part of the jet bridge when we can't get out the gate, So we're about 30 minutes, bruh. I called the police. I said 911. We're trapped in the airport. They locked us in. They kept coming in and out the doors, but keep telling us we can't get out because of security. What? I said, is there something going on in the airport? Like, what do you mean? Like, we paid to get off here. Let us out, So I called the police. It's a fire hazard. It's a fire hazard. Let us out. So yeah. Okay, say all that to say. That was a test for me because when I got out of the situation and had the time to sit down to myself and think about it, like that showed me that all these other energies really affected me and my own thing that I got with being locked into somewhere. Because I guess a lot of people don't like being locked up, right?
Exactly.
So that was a moment for me when I could have somehow reacted different in that moment. I don't know how, but I would have liked to, because I don't like to get all riled
Right.
up like that and emotional, like
That's a lot. That's a lot. It takes a lot of
I don't
energy.
like to deal with. Yes, it takes a lot of energy.
Mhm.
So I was thinking like that was a learning experience because it really showed me where I had an opportunity to react a different way. But all the energy around me and also my own energy, it was a lot. But that's how it is for me. That's why I don't really get around people like that, because I feel people's energy strongly. So that's why I like to stay to myself.
But you know what? But so here's the plus side of that. Is that you're able to be here today having this conversation and observation.
Definitely.
Because somebody else may, have, got into that vibration. And then when it happens again, they're going to get to that vibration again. And when it happens again, they're going into that vibration again
And next time
because
I
they're
can
not observing.
recognize it. Exactly.
Exactly.
Next time, and I caught it. I caught it at this new place. I've been there. I got back in town Wednesday. I've been there for the last 2 days. And that's why I said that I'm around a bunch of people like that. So now I'm thinking, how can I move so this won't rub off on me and I can influence them to be more light and love and positive, because it's like a dreary place. Like I got a job at a gym and it's a nice gym. It's Lifetime Fitness as the cafe manager. And they pay okay, but it's not like my old job, but it's a place that I would like to work because I like to be at the gym. And it's a nice gym and it's all over the world. But anyway, a lot of people seem like they don't like to work there. And I'm like, okay, why y'all don't like to work here? What's going on? I'm trying to figure it out and, see how I can positively affect that situation. Because I
Awesome.
want to like to be there. I don't want to be around a bunch of negative people at a place where they could be working on themselves. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm see if I can bring that mental perspective to there or something. But so
Mhm.
that's what I've learned from, you know, this growing and understanding and recognizing things in yourself and, you know, and getting past it so that you can be your best self,
Right.
because that's a real struggle of mine. So yeah,
Absolutely. No
just
worries. No worries. So I
yeah.
want to get into this because it's already 12 o'clock and we haven't went through the second agreement. So I just want to get through it really quickly before we get off of here. And a lot of this goes into the second agreement, especially with our real life experiences, right? Because of course, you know, the light meditation, everything that we're doing this at home within ourselves. And then after we get through doing this at home within ourselves and we feel good, now we got to go face the rest of ourself. Okay. Why? Because everybody is us, right? We're all one. So now we got to go face the rest of ourselves, right? We got to go look in the mirror, right? And now we got to go face all of these things that we're attracting, you know, from what's inside of us. And now we're going to what? Overcome these things. So the second agreement, don't take anything personally. So Don Miguel Ruiz says the next 3 agreements are really born from the first agreement. The second agreement is don't take anything personally. Whatever happens around you, think about everything that we just talked about, right? Whatever happens around you, don't take it personally. Using the earlier example, if I see you on the street and I say, hey, are you stupid, without knowing you, it's not about you, it's about me. If you take it personally, then perhaps you believe you are stupid. Maybe you think to yourself, how does he know? Is he clairvoyant? Or can everybody see how stupid I am? You take it personally because you agree with whatever was said. As soon as you agree, the poison goes through you and you are trapped in the dream of hell. What causes you to be trapped is what we call personal importance. Personal importance, or taking things personally, is a maximum expression of selfishness because we make the assumption that everything is about me. During the period of our education, our domestication, we learn to take everything personally. We think we are responsible for everything. Me, always me. So this one is one of the things that I've seen it be hard. It's really hard for a lot of people to do. You know, is to not take things personal because we're born. Well, I won't say we're born, but we're taught to be in a self-preservation, self-surviving mindset. You know, I got to look out for me. I got to look out for myself. I don't like my pet peeve is this. This irritates me. I don't like it when this happened. And all of these different things that we create based upon our perception, our likes, our dislikes. And as soon as some experience, some situation, or somebody comes and embarks upon an experience upon you that doesn't go with what you feel or what you think, you take it personally. You get mad at the person, you get upset with the experience. Sometimes you might get upset with yourself, and we take things personally. This is something that, once again, something that we got to practice, right? Because we always know the last agreement is what? Do your best. So this is an opportunity. So now we're learning, right? Things that we can do in detail to help us not take things personally, or at least rearrange the energy and the frequency of the situation, i.e., praying for the person that's getting on your nerves. You know, so now, like I said, I caught a lot of people dumb this week on the road. Okay. Then I have to catch myself and turn that non-impeccable word into what? An impeccable word. Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. They not dumb. You know, maybe they're a new driver, or maybe they need to get to their, I just pray that they get to their destination safely. Right? If that's what I could do in that energy of frustration, at least let me say, you know what? They're not dumb. Let me just pray that they get to their destination safely. Right? Exactly. So what happens is that when I what? Stop taking it personally, right? Stop making it about me and make it about us, right? Me and them, right? Try to see things from maybe some type of perspective. I didn't get a chance to talk to them. I don't know what it is, but I at least put myself in a vibration to be sensitive to the other person, even though they did something that frustrated me. You know, person literally almost ran into me yesterday. It was just switching lanes, just ran right into me. I had to jump to the other lane, and man, got upset. And then, you know, I was grimming her and everything. You know, I'm from Detroit, so I let the Detroit out, and I have to remember, sorry, don't take it personal. You know, pray that this young lady gets to her destination safely. You know, because people in Houston do that a lot, right? They do that a lot. So that's when that reminds me, you know what, go ahead and throw in your personal development, because when you throw in your personal development, you get into the zone and you don't care how crazy people drive because you're into your personal development. So I'll throw my personal development on, or whatever it is I got to throw on to get myself into this zone of high vibration and positivity. A person could cut me off and I just let them cut me off because I don't care, right? I'm more into the information that I'm getting, you know, via the personal development. So not taking it personal is definitely going to be an exercise, you know, for all of us, because things happen, right? Things happen on a consistent basis, but it is good for ourselves. Like I said, for the sake of myself. So even if you need to keep that selfish motive to get you to do a different action, for the sake of myself, I'm gonna pray for you. Because I know that if I pray for you, I'm praying for myself. So at least for the sake of myself, for the sake of my energy, for the sake of me getting out of this funk, let me pray for you. Let me pray for this situation. Let me pray that all things work out okay in this airport for the good of everybody. You know, maybe this delay is keeping me out of a car accident that's going to happen, you know, if I was to get out of the airport at this time. Okay, let me pray for my brother Dan, because I want him to succeed. You know, we have a vision. We see how we could work together. So I know if he succeeds, I succeed. So as a matter of fact, when he gets here, I'm just going to just give him a hug and just say, you know what? Let me give you a hug and say, I pray for the success of your business, and I pray that you succeed today in all of your endeavors. And just do these take these different actions in this different mindset, because when you do this, we understand that what? The foundation of the book. We're living in a dream, right? This dream is made of what? Of light, right? This light is activated by what? Mirrors. Right? So if I'm going to imprint myself into these mirrors, and I know that the mirror of life is going to do nothing but reflect back to me. That's all life can do. It's reflect back to me when I'm reflecting to it. That's all that it can do. It's yes and amen to everything that I say, everything that I do, everything that I feel. The universe, God, existence is just saying, okay, yes, you got it. So for the sake of myself, let me reflect positive energy into this situation, regardless of what it looks like, regardless of what it think, and just say, you know what? I know what it is that I want. Like, for instance, I had a situation with my car this week to where, I'm having some car problems. I just bought the car. Car's giving me problems. A person could think, man, you just bought the car. Even the guy at the shop was like, you just bought the car, just giving you problems, call them and see if you could give it back. It may not have been a good buy. He just came with all these negative perspectives about this car. So I said, you know what? I'm just take it to my brother, right? My brother's a mechanic, took it to my brother. He drove the car. He let me know what is wrong with it. And now I'm in a position to where I could get a whole new transmission in my car for $100, right? Because the people I bought the car from gave me a warranty, right? And the transmission is slipping. So it's either low on transmission or it needs a new transmission. Either way, right? It's not expensive out of my pockets, right? Either way, it's not expensive out of my pocket. I didn't join into the energy of the guy of the other guy. I didn't join into his energy. I just say, you know what? It's all gonna work out. All I know is what I want is I want my car running good. Okay. I want my car looking good, running good, and doing everything that I needed to do. That's all I want. And there's a version, right? Here's the thing. This is what I told myself, literally. There is a version of that exists in this multiverse. And I'm going to tune into the frequency of that version of my car. Yes. Real simple. Take this stuff for real, right? There's a version in this universe, or this multiverse, where my car is running great. It's running perfect. I'm not concerned of how it's going to get there. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm not trying to make anything happen. I just know that this version exists. I'm going to utilize what I have, the people that I know, the things that I have. I'm not going to just sit and meditate and not call my brother-in-law. I'll call my brother-in-law. I don't know how. It may happen through him. He may lead me to something. I don't know. I just know I'm going to take my actions, right? Because I did think my brother-in-law was going to fix my car yesterday. He told me what the situation was. I called my warranty. I found out what they cover, what they didn't cover. If it's just the transmission flush, I pay for it myself. It's okay. Transmission flushes aren't expensive, right? If I need to replace the transmission, my warranty covers it 100%. I just pay $100 deductible, right? So it's like whatever it is, it's going to be taken care of. It's not going to cost me a lot of money, right? And I'm going to tune into the frequency of the version of this car that runs great and does everything I needed to do on a daily basis. And I leave it there. And I keep on motioning through life. Keep on motioning through life. And I'm doing that now in every area of my life. Okay, there's a version of me. What is it that I want? Okay, well, there's a version of me that's doing that already exists. I call that version to me, right? I magnetize that version of life, of myself, to me, to this consciousness, so that I can have that experience. So now as things happen in life, right, we're not taking everything personal. We're just saying, okay, this is the version that's here, but there's another alternate version of reality that exists. And I'm going to go ahead and just tune into that version of reality. I'm going to tune into that frequency. I'm going to tune into that vibration. Everything that you want already exists in some frequency or vibration. You just have to tune into that frequency and that vibration. So because we know that, there is no need to take anything personal, because it's just a frequency. It's just a vibration. That's just a residual of old frequencies that you were tuned into. It's just a residual of the old you. And now you can what? create a new you by responding to the situation different. So now you're not taking it personal. So now you're tuning into a frequency that don't get upset about everything, or at least if you get upset, you don't stay upset very long, and you tune into that frequency. And then by doing this, like my wife said, we first we become what? We were what? Conscious incompetent, right? we had, you know, and now we're working to being, you know, conscious competent, to where, okay, now I can recognize this. Okay, I can recognize this, and I can fix this. And then we're going to work ourselves into unconscious competence. Unconscious competence, right? To unconscious, to where we're doing this thing on a regular, but we're just going to work our way to it every single day. So you know what? And listen, if you guys are going through something, shoot me a text and say, Bashari, are you available to talk? Because here's the thing, is that for me, I'm tuned into this stuff every single day, all day. That was my blessing of me being disconnected to the job that I had with Just Energy. Right? It's that now all the work that I do to make money, I'm able to have this stuff in my ear all day while I'm making my money. Whether I'm in a charts trading, whether I'm in Ubering, you know, whether I'm on my way to go teach dance classes, or whatever it is that I'm doing, you know, saying to create my incomes, I can put personal development in. So I got this stuff going all day, right? So I'm keeping myself in constant remindance of what frequency I need to be tuned into. Why? Because I know that I can't do it on my own. I know I need the help, right? From the gurus, from the teachers, you know, from those who are also studying and plugging in and doing what it is. So if you guys need to say, hey, B, or just say, you know, shoot me a Bashari, what you so you know that I'm listening to something all day, every day. So just shoot me a message, Bashari, what you listen? Can you send us a link to whatever it is that you listen to today? Sometimes I'm in the game. I'm not really thinking about sharing it. I'm just in the game, right? As soon as I get done with a 2-hour video, I'm going to the next 2-hour video, and I'm hitting that boy and letting that boy play. So sometimes it's just hit me, hey, Bashari, can you talk? Or Bashari, you know, what you listening to today? Shoot me a link. Why? Because I'm just getting myself in the position to where I'm taking this information extremely serious now. I'm taking it to heart. And it's all about implementing and practicing. Why? Because the more that you implement and practice, the faster you manifest what you want. Right? The more that you implement and practice these best practices from the people who are using it to manifest what they want, and you start implementing and practicing these best practices, then the faster you start to manifest what it is that you want in your life. That's the reason why I started Life Study Back. Why? Because I went, right? It's like when people, you know, church, God told me, you know, so my version of what I believe God is told me to pursue your greatest passions with everything that you have. And then the universe will do above and beyond whatever it is that you're asking or think, but it can't do above or beyond what you're asking or thinking if you're not pursuing your passions with everything that you have. You're not giving it the trigger to go out and do. And once we started doing those things, slowly but surely, avenues, options started what? Creating itself to say, hey, oh, you want to teach dance lessons? Teach them here. You know, come teach them here. We're not going to charge you nothing up front, but we'll just split the profits, right? So just start pursuing your passions with everything that you got, and the universe is going to do, God is going to do everything that it needs to do outside of your radar to start bringing you more people, places, and circumstances. But right now here at Life Study, what are we working on? We're working on our attitude in the midst of it, right? So that when people, places, and circumstances do show up, we could recognize it, we could benefit from it, and we're in the right frequency to maximize our relationships because we're in the right frequency as these relationships show up. All right. So these are just more benefits of what? Not taking things personal. Not taking things personal. Say, me and my wife, we use these 4 agreements for our marriage. Right. So we learning how to what? Even with our husband and wife. Bashari get into his thing, Kiana doesn't take it personal. Kiana gets into her thing, Bashari doesn't take it personal. Right? Why? Because what I'm going through is what I'm going through. Right? And the thing is that if she take it personal as a wife, how can she help me get through it if she taking my funk personal to her? Or if I'm taking her funk personal to me, how do I even help her get through it as a husband? You know, so these are just different perspectives that we can use to further ourselves and to help manifest the things that we want a lot faster. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close there. It is 12:21. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up for takeaways real briefly. So just a couple of minutes. Go ahead and whoever wants to get a takeaway, go ahead and go for it.
So real quick, the takeaway from don't take it personally. The note that I wrote down was nothing that other people do is because of you. It's because of themselves. Don't take opinions, situations, or circumstances, good or bad, personally. Take them as experiences. Acknowledge them and keep going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's powerful.
I take away.
Anybody else? Okay.
Yeah. So I got in my feelings this weekend. I did. My mom's birthday was this week, and she had an idea of how she wanted the day to go, and it didn't go quite like she wanted it to. And I guess she felt I had some part in that. And at first I did get in my feelings. You know, but then I realized that, you know what, she gonna fuss. She just gonna fuss, right? I'ma just see her. So her birthday was Thursday. She wanted to get together Thursday, but we had already planned as a family to get together on Friday. So I just said, I'm just make her feel real special when I see her on Friday. So we did that. Nice big bouquet of flowers and balloon bouquet, and you know, her favorite, you know, drink that she likes to drink. And she was still trying to fuss a little bit, but you know what? I decided I wasn't gonna take my mom's fussing personally. I just was gonna love on her. And it didn't last long, I tell you that. But I realized for a moment, because I've gotten really good at not taking a lot of things personal, but you know, we are human, like Indigo said earlier. And sometimes we do get in our feelings. I think the beautiful thing is that I'm able to recognize when I get in my feelings, and I don't make myself wrong, because that's how I was feeling. I was being authentic to myself at that moment, you know. But again, like I told Dayla last time, then sometimes it may cause you to have to clean some things up though, you know, depending on how you acted while you was in your feelings. But yeah, so definitely don't take things personal. I love that one. That's my favorite, especially when you're dealing with family. Let me tell you, you cannot tell you. I remember I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let it go. I have an auntie, and my favorite auntie. And I was fussing one time. It was years ago. I was probably in my early 20s. And I was saying how she always do this and she always does that. And my mom said something to me that stuck with me for many, 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 many years. And I just live by this. She said, if she always does it, then why do you still get upset? that was so profound for me because
Mhm.
if you know that's their behavior, then it shouldn't upset you, right? Like, so I don't know. I just wanted to say that. That was my takeaway.
That's awesome. Mhm. Yep. Anybody else got a takeaway?
Just that you guys are dope, and I'm glad that I have you guys here to lean on and be insightful and philosophical with.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. No more takeaways. Going once.
I have a takeaway. My takeaway is really I just confirming I've been disconnected, honestly, but every time we reconnect, it's like everything is we I can totally relate to the things that we discuss every week. And that is just so amazing to me. And to see it actually taking place, like being aware enough to see it taking place, if I just take the time to see it. Another thing is like focus is a thing that I've taken away from this, because I'm focusing on the things that I'm looking at and studying and reading, and and
Mhm.
I recognize it. I'm recognizing it, and it's just that awareness is pretty profound. Just to be profound, be what is it? I'm lost my word for the agreement. But your word, like, say
Mhm.
what you want and act like you want what you say you want. And
Mhm.
you'll start to see it if you don't try to imagine what it looks like. You know what I mean? Like how
Mhm.
you have your vision, right? So that's what you're looking for in a sense. But if you pay attention, it'd be right in front of your face type
Mhm.
thing. You just have to pay attention to what you're saying and what you're seeing and how you're
Mhm.
acting. Because if you pay attention to that, that helps you focus on what you want, where you're going, what you see yourself. You know what I mean? Like how you
Absolutely.
see yourself. So that's what I'm just so grateful for that from you guys, because it's always affirming to me, like every time, no matter how long I'm away. And I really love that. So I love all of you guys. And I'm so glad for what we'll say, the philosophy. I love the philosophy that we have as a group, because we are always like on the same shit. Like even even when it's not good, like Will's going through his business thing or his personal thing or however, and Dayla was like, I'm just trying to hold it, my one sentence. This is it, and that's good. It's all good. Just recognize how you are in those moments, and then think about, how do I want to be in these moments? And then
Mhm.
yeah. And then it's like, okay, you'll see your opportunities to do it, and then you see them again, and then you just take advantage of those opportunities, or
Absolutely.
they'll stop coming. I think, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, they're
But
always
yeah,
there.
they're always there.
They're
Yeah.
always there. They're always there. It's like everything is there. It's like, you know,
Oh,
once we realize that everything is there, the opportunity to succeed and the opportunity to fail is always in
always
existence
there.
at
You
all
know,
times. It's just whatever frequency that we're tuned into at that time is what we're going
mhm.
to pay attention to at that time.
Yep. And another one I've been really recognizing is fear. Like,
Mhm.
I question fear. Am I afraid? Why am I not? Or what is it? And if I make sure that if I think it's something I'm afraid to do, I really do try to do it. I don't like
Mhm.
to fear things. And that's why I don't, people have called me brave and stuff like that, but I've never really considered myself brave, I guess, but I'll try stuff. Like, I'm adventurous. That's the word
Right.
I say for
Yeah, the thing is
myself.
that, like, and like I say, fear is always there, but courage is always there as well. You know,
Yeah.
so it's like it's just like let's just say you got a person who's afraid of public speaking, right?
Mm,
Fear is there and courage is present at the same time. The only way
right.
that fear conquers you is if you don't go do it,
Mm.
Right.
right? Because a lot of times when a person is doing public speaking, I can say this because I've done public speaking since I was 7 years old. And even though I did it since I was 7 years old, there are still times where I would hit the stage with the sense of fear. But then
Mhm.
once I start talking, right? Or once I started rapping or started doing whatever I was doing on stage, I stepped from a state of fear into a state of courage via action. It wasn't that the fear wasn't
Right.
present. You know, it's been many times I've been on stage and my stomach is like on fire. And
I've
then
heard a
what?
lot of people say that too. Like a lot of like performers say that like it doesn't really go away. You just, I guess you
Mhm.
transform it into something, a
You just
different
transform the
energy.
energy.
You
You
transform it
transmute,
to a different vibe. Yeah.
right? So remember, we got our hermetic laws. We got the law of polarity, right? Everything has its opposite.
Yeah.
You know, so that courage is the opposite of fear. So that fear and that courage is there at the same time. It's just that, you know, when you get in it, once you start doing it, it's just you're just transmuting that same energy into its opposite side.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely, Chrissy. Like you can call it something else, right? And as soon as you call it something else, you transmute it into that.
Mm.
Oh, I have to
Absolutely.
definitely touch bases on that one. I totally agree when it comes to when I used to do talent shows and when it comes to rapping, like the difference between fear and adrenaline, and you know the difference in that perspective. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So that's powerful. Powerful, Indigo.
Yeah. That's sorry.
Are you good?
Okay, I was making sure I was on there. Yeah, that's what I've gathered from everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything y'all talk about from the just people and business situations and family, like all that stuff. Yeah, totally is like totally. And I know, you know, like for real, I know.
Yeah.
It's
Hey,
like
it's life. It's
crazy.
called life. That's why we have
It's
a life
life,
study.
right? Our life study. I love our life study. It's helped me a lot because I can see things clearer. Like I can actually recognize the bullshit and then stay focused on this what I want, you know? Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of stuff that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta you gotta just move and shake through it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, you just keep it moving. You just keep it moving and say, you know what's gonna work out to my benefit. I don't know how, but I know it is. And then
Yep.
you keep moving.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Rob, go ahead, Indigo.
No, I'm good. Go ahead, Chrissy.
I'm gonna drop the affirmations for your different chakras into the Facebook group. I mean, into the chat. Because when I found that and I did it, there was a immediate reaction and feeling.
Mm.
So I'm a drop that. I just seen that and I was like, with us learning new stuff, yes, we keep doing the I ams, but it's I feels, I do, I love, I speak, I see, and I understand too. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that before. Just learned that this week. I'm gonna drop that in there too for y'all.
So that's beautiful. Absolutely. All right. Anybody else with any takeaways before we get out of here? Going once, going twice. Last call. All right, family. For those of you who are watching this in the world of social media, wherever it is. Remember to like and subscribe and to share with others, because we never know who this can help. And see you guys next time. Peace out, family.